future of the Reno Aces after the 2013 season is still uncertain, as the Reno City Council continues to debate about whether or not they should provide money from the general fund.
Baseball, which is the two entities I mentioned, came to the city and said, if you help us build the stadium, then we'll bring the baseball to you.
But with the local and national recession happening shortly after, the money promised is nowhere to be found.
They would then go out and build a stadium on the property. In exchange for building the stadium on the property, the redevelopment agency was to provide a minimum of $1 million a year to be able to pay off the loan to build the stadium.
The Reno Aces are now asking for money from the general fund, normally put toward core services to the city, such as police, fire, and parks. But the deal is not as easy as it sounds.
Well, it would be, the way the new arrangement is, that would be forgiven and it would be restructured. So in other words, you take the original arrangement and agreement and you kind of set that aside and you have a new one. And that's what the city council's been talking about, and baseball's been talking about, is let's rework this arrangement based on what's really going on today. And then kind of forget about the previous one. Because
the feelings of Reno residents and city council members alike are differentiated.
I don't know, I think they're asking for a lot. I mean, we've already thrown them a few bones, it seems like, and now they want Reno to fund them some more, so it's hard to, I don't want to see them go, but at this point it seems like they're being a little greedy.
Owner of Slice of the Peak Pizza, Dave Silverman, chose his specific location directly across from the ballpark to reap the benefits the park would bring.
A deal that works for everyone. I know it's a complex, complicated, multi-fingered deal that needs to make sure that it's thought through and done properly so that there's not just a single beneficiary of the result, but that multiple beneficiaries to include the team, the city, the community, the business owners, those that just want to come down and watch baseball. There's a lot of potential beneficiaries, and all of us are potential beneficiaries in the wrong direction if the Aces decide to pack up and go. So I'm hoping that they figure it out.
There will be consequences on either side.
Well, economic consequences, we have a report that was prepared by the university that says baseball generates about $21 million a year in economic activity. So if baseball wasn't there, then there's $21 million of activity that's not in the economy. There's a little more than 700 jobs that are generated by baseball, which would no longer be there. So those would probably be the most immediate and apparent impacts of not having baseball there. The other kind of hard to quantify impact would be what's the perception of investors and other businesses in downtown of what they should or shouldn't do as far as investing if the baseball team isn't there. In other words, is it a concern to them that they would close down restaurants because there's not enough economic activity, or is there concern maybe that there's going to be, downtown's a less desirable place to be?